Hi, I'm Kimberly Jolly, and this is 2020. Sorry. That's my Barbara Walters impersonation to start. So today is January 3rd, 2020, and I have a ton of stuff for you guys. This live stream is probably going to be super long, so that's kind of exciting. I wanted to start off with what I'm doing for to use my leftover scraps in 2020. So I always have little buckets of what I'm working on, and what I decided to do last year, I did patchwork pinwheels, and so that Gina Tell from Thread Graffiti is currently quilting that, and I'll show that to you later when it's quilted. But this year I'm going to take the log cabin pad, and I'm going to use the 6-inch size, and I'm going to use them and make log cabins with my leftovers. So what I'm doing with all of them, so that there is some consistency, is I will use from whatever collection it is, a white on white. So I will have a lot of different white on whites, but I'm going to use a very white print, no mediums. And then I'm going to use the one print for the center, a second print for round 1, a third print for round 3, and then a fourth print for round 4. So basically each one has 5 fabrics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll go ahead and show you the ones that I've done so far, because, you know, I had to get ahead. So I did, I'm working on an at-home quilt. So this is a blue one. And if I don't have enough fabrics, I'm just not doing a block, which is gonna really help, because really what happened last year is I used so much fabric, it almost became a chore because it was taking too long and it was taking away from my regular quilting. So this is a way to just do something really quick. And I actually made 4 of these in an hour. And I just used my leftover scraps. So those were at home. This is also at home. And then this is at home. This is Hollyberry, which is my leftovers from this quilt. And there's another Hollyberry, so these two. So you can see that when I was done with this quilt, I had enough to do a red and brown. Now the green, I didn't have 4 greens left over. I only had like 3. So I just said, okay, I'm not gonna do a green. I'm just gonna let that fabric go and just, you know, be done. And that might help me this year. What I am doing is I'm leaving the paper on to save time, and then my kids will be in charge of taking the paper off at some point. So I'm cutting them down. I'm using a 6.5-inch square Creative Grids ruler. It's CGR6. I use it all the time, but I just put it on the back, line it up with the outside lines, trim around. I am using the add a quarter, and I'm using the smaller one. The smaller one is much easier with the 6-inch. The bigger one is a little bit bulky. I'm just using my color 2000, which I'm almost out of, and you know, my rotary cutter. So very easy. I'm just using leftover scraps, and then it's using bigger chunks than last year, and it's going to go a little bit quicker than last year. And then I have when I get to maybe June, I'll come up with how I'm going to place my quilt and come up with some type of free design for you guys to use. Of course, you can just lay it out like a traditional log cabin. You can rotate the blocks. You don't have to do what I'm going to do. That's just what I'm going to do. So that is going to be hashtag 2020 log cabin quilt. So I would love for you guys to stitch along with me. So let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm super excited. I already have 6. I'm not even done with my at-home quilt, but I finished my log cabin block. So that's good, because then when I'm done, I'm done. I don't have to do anything else. And I do need to get some color 2000 thread today, because I'm almost out.
Yeah, we don't have any questions yet, but lots of people saying Happy New Year. We have people tuning in from Idaho, Pittsburgh, Brazil, Los Angeles, Canada, Illinois, California.
Oh my goodness.
Tennessee, Washington.
Thank you for watching. We're in Austin, Texas. The weather is like really nice, but so many people are sick because it's going hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. And so I think that we just need to be hot.
Yes.
We're Texas. Let's stay hot. Let's be done. Let's just move straight to spring.
Oh, I'm so ready for that.
Yes.
And then Joe and Linda Fram is asking, is that log cabin paper?
Oh, yes. Sorry. So this is Log Cabin foundation paper. It's by It's So Emma, which is our company. We have a 6-inch pad and a 12-inch pad, and each pad has 42 sheets, and you just peel them off. And you can see that, like, I've already started, like, I have a pad and I've already started using it. So got 2 pads to start with for the year, just, you know, because I think I'm going to be able to make a lot of blocks. And then I also did decide on that, one of the quilts I was working on had some black. So I'm going to stay clear of anything that's too dark or too crazy. And then that way it's going to, last year I felt like I needed to use every single scrap. And I really did, because I was using tiny pieces. And this year I'm going to use bigger pieces, so I don't need to use every single piece. So I'm going to be a little bit more selective this year, or else I'm going to have a quilt that's going to like cover this whole room. But it will save me on time, because last year I felt like I was struggling a little bit, and I'm all about like efficiency. That's going to be my word of the year. Like efficiency, like fast, go.
All right. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to submit them. But we also have a lot of people from Australia, where it is apparently very hot. People from Tennessee, Georgia, other people that are close to us in Texas and Florida.
Yay! So 2020, we obviously want to start out the year doing something good for other people. So we are doing our Bloom-Topia charity quilt along, which of course we have been working on for months and months and months. So I'm going to show you the quilt. First, we have a little trailer video that came out yesterday that Lily did that talks a little bit in more detail about it. But it's going to start February 1st, 2020. It's going to go until June. And we're asking for $5 per pattern. The money goes directly to Make-A-Wish. So if you want to click below today and make your first charitable donation of the year, we would love for it to be Make-A-Wish. We're trying to raise $30,000 from our customers. We are, in return for that, we have a free quilt pattern, and we have a free cross-stitch pattern, which is right here. The cross-stitch pattern will be featured prominently in our Fat Quarter Shop Floss Tube channel. So we would love for you to, you know, go to that YouTube channel, subscribe to that, so that you can be in the know of that also. So we're going to be giving you a lot of free things. So I'm going to show you the quilt. First, I'm going to show you the quilt kit. These will be shipping in a week or two. So, you know, you get the fabric, you get the pattern. Oh, that's the backing set, actually. So this is the kit. It's going to come in a beautiful box. This has a magnetic closure. It's going to have the pattern for the entire kit and everything in it. It's got some triangles on a roll. And then we have a backing set that comes with a cute little mouse pad. I need to get one of these. I don't even have one yet. So I'm going to show you the quilt. And again, this is going to be a free quilt. And you don't have to use our kit. You can use whatever you want. We did order more kits this year so that it would last longer. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to show it to you sideways so that I don't kill myself. I'm going to show you this one. And then I'm going to show you the right way. So this is how it looks. And I made this quilt. It's very beginner friendly. Of course, we always want to do something beginner friendly for our charity so that we can raise more money. And Sherry and Chelsea came in December and they filmed a video for every single block. So not only will you get the free blocks, you're going to get free videos to go with it. That's the front. And this is the back, and Jocelyn designed all of this for us. And this is my favorite back that I've ever done. Super, super, super cute. So it's a pieced backing, and that is how we're going to start off 2020. And this all starts in February. We would love for you to donate money, grab your quilt kit so that you're ready when it ships. And we are going to be sending this quilt on a little tour. So we're gonna let some different bloggers like Pat Sloan borrow it for photos to kind of show off. in different videos. So this is going to be the last time you're going to be able to see this quilt for a couple of months. I'm going to be so sad when she leaves. My little quilt's going to leave. So let me know if y'all have any questions on the quilt. Here is the stitch. Ooh, sorry. And so again, if you want to subscribe to our Fat Quarter Shop Floss Tube channel, that will be there, and we'll be releasing cross stitch patterns at the same time as the quilting patterns. So, and you can get more information on that channel.
All right. We do have lots of questions. First, I wanted to address a lot of people are asking about, like, what's the star quilt next to Kimberly? What's that spool quilt behind her?
We're going to get to that.
We're going to get to all of that, I promise. And let's see. We had questions about the paper first. Mary Lynch was asking, do you have any other 6-inch pad designs like the pineapple one?
We have pineapple paper and log cabin paper.
All right. And we had a few people wondering, how do the papers work?
We have a video. So we have a video that we can link to below that shows you exactly how you make it. Super easy, super beginner friendly. One thing that I think is very helpful is if you use a size 90 needle, use a shorter stitch length because it's easier to pull the paper off. We developed this with really nice thin paper, so it's not hard to take off at all. And you could actually take off the paper at this point before you sew the blocks together or after, totally up to you. I will take all of this off at some point before I sew it into a quilt.
All right, and then Kay Lawrence was asking, what is the smallest size scrap you'll be using this year?
1.5-inch square, which goes in the center. So that's like a little 1.5-inch square, and then the biggest would be like a 1.5 by 6.5, which would be this one. And so I'm just leaving like scraps, like I'm just doing some strips. I'm not even doing it in exact cut. I'm just doing 2 inches with like a big stack. I just stack them, cut, and then that way I can trim down. You really only need 1.5 inches. I just don't want to cut them one at a time.
All right, and I think we have a lot of new people joining today, so welcome to everyone. A few people were wondering if we have a physical store or an online store.
We're online only.
Yep, Fat Quarter Shop.
Yep, fatquartershop.com, and we would love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes, please subscribe. And let's see, Carol Wasmuth was asking, how much is the whole kit for Bloomtopia?
I'll be right back with that information.
Yes, we will have that info for you shortly. And then Linda Hester was asking, if we do the last year's one, the Threadology, does the money count towards this year? I had wanted to do the spool one. I missed it last year.
Yeah, you would just donate to this year's campaign. They're both the same charity, and it's all going to Make-A-Wish. So if you want to use last year's, we have several years of free patterns. So if you use any of them, and you want to donate, that's great. The quilt kit for Bloomtopia is a $4.98 reservation fee, and then $145 plus shipping when it ships. Now, if you're in the U.S., there will be no shipping. So we get a lot of questions on that, but international, there will be shipping. So that is why we say plus shipping on our site. And remember, it's all for a great cause. All the money goes directly to Make-A-Wish. We don't ever see that money. It goes directly to them.
Mm-hmm. And then also, I wanted to mention that there is a log cabin tutorial that goes with the log cabin paper that's going to be available.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
There's a video.
Yeah.
We already have the video. The video's already out.
Sorry, that's what I meant. So that people can follow along for the people that are confused. And then we had a super chat from Debbie Chips for $24.99. She said, missed you all the past couple weeks. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
And they're super piggy. First super piggy of the year. Oh, he's so cute.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all of the new Moda collections. Now, there are so many that if I went into detail of every single one, the live stream would be like 3 hours. Because I did a very detailed where I flipped every single fabric for all of our YouTube members. So if you're a YouTube member, go back to yesterday's video and you can see that. You don't have to be a YouTube member. It's just a perk of doing it. But I'm going to go through and try to give you as much detail as I can for every single Moda collection. Give you a little bit of detail, tell you about our kits, all of those things. So the first group I'm going to show is a brand new group, a brand new designer to Moda. And these are all May shipping. So it's a very vintage flea market. It's called Flea Market Mix, and it's a very flea marketish group. There's one navy, and there are all over prints. And this one is super cute. So again, this is Kath Holden, Flea Market Mix. She has the pre-cuts, fat quarter bundles, half yard bundles, jelly rolls, layer cakes, charm packs. This will not have a honey bun, and it will not have a mini charm pack. Super cute buttons. And then this one will be super popular because it's a recipe print. So that is our first one that ships in May. Our second group that ships in May is going to be March de Noël by Three Sisters. This is always the #1 selling Moda collection for Moda as a company. So it's got the traditional creams, reds, greens, blues, and you know, very traditional, mixes well with all of their others. So super, super pretty. This one at the top is really pretty, this red. So this is their collection. It's 36 pieces plus, this is one of the pieces. Might zoom out, Lily. Mm-hmm. It is a like an all over print, and it comes in white and green, and that's part of the 36 pieces. Super, super, super cute. And then these are the 108-inch wide that go with it. And the cream and the red will always outsell the other two. So this is a 108-inch wide, and we have a quilt kit that we're going to pop up. It is called the Noel Quilt Kit. It is designed by Doug Lico of Antler Quilt Designs. And on the March de Noël collection, that is going to have all of the pre-cuts, fat quarters, half yards, fat eighths, honey buns, jelly rolls, layer cakes, mini charm packs, everything. And on this one, I know I'm going to get questions on how this is pieced, and I'm not sure exactly how he pieced those pointed stars. So once I know that, I can give more detail. I do love how on the design he put that really big motif in the center, and I saw some up close pictures of this that he was sewing at his house, and it looks so much better in person. And then our next one is, well, first let me see if anybody has questions before I go on to the next two, because I know I'm going to get questions on the next two.
All right. We had questions about some things about Bloomtopia earlier. Nadine Merrick said that you mentioned a blog or something with the cross stitch. Can you remind us of the name, and if there's a link? There is a link below that we will post.
And so our YouTube channel is Fat Quarter Shop Floss Tube, and we would love for you to subscribe.
Perfect.
And then everything for Bloomtopia will be on the Jolly Jabber blog, one website, all there. We only divided our cross stitch channel on YouTube to be two different, but we're going to keep our website and our blog all in one place.
All right. And apart from that, we have 3 new members. Welcome to Melissa Mellinger. Let me find that confetti cannon. Welcome, Melissa. And then welcome Jennifer Meese. And then welcome to Janae Combs.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We very much appreciate it.
So Christmas Figs was a collection that came out, I think, 2 years ago. by Joanna. This is going to ship in May. So basically Moda is reprinting the collection, but there have been changes to it. So some of the original prints, they took some prints out, added some prints back in. So this is your collection right here, and we have a lot planned for it. So again, fig tree quilts, May. She's got 2 background prints. This one I believe is also in the Halloween collection. And there are 2 greens. And we're going to talk about the different kits. So the first thing we're going to be re-releasing is the Christmas Figs 2 Block of the Month. This is a book that Joanna Figueroa designed for us 2 years ago, and we published for her under the It's So Emma brand. And so basically in this block of the month, you would get the fabric each month, you would get the book in the first month, and in the last month you would get all of the finishing fabrics plus the binding. So if you've made this quilt a couple of years ago, I wouldn't sign up for it again because it's going to be very similar. We changed some of the fabric placement obviously because there's new fabric, but if you missed it because it did sell out the first time we did it, it's a great chance to sign up for it again. And again, the designer is Joanna Figueroa of Fig Tree Quilts. Our next kit is Holly and Ivy. This is an It's So Emma pattern, and we did something just very beginner, and this will be a quilt kit and a pattern. Our next one is our Bright Star Jolly Bar kit. So this group will have Jolly Bars, and on this one we use 2 Jolly Bars, and that pattern will only come with the Jolly Bar or the kit. And then Joanna also did a wool fat quarter bundle, which is really pretty, and that's her wool bundle. So let me know if you have any questions on Christmas figs. And again, everything I just showed was May.
All right. A question from Cherry Gingham. Is the Christmas Figs Block of the Month beginner friendly, or what level is it?
I would say intermediate. I would not say advanced. The pieces are a little bit bigger, but I would not say beginner. So I would say intermediate.
All right. And then apart from that, we do have another new YouTube member, Renee Bird. Welcome, Renee.
And so if you're a member, you can go back, and yesterday I flipped every single piece of fabric so you can see everything in detail.
Mm-hmm. And then we also have a super chat from Jennifer Richards for $24.99. She says, Happy New Year. Love you guys. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you to everyone who's being so generous today. We really appreciate it.
Okay, so another thing that Fig Tree is re-releasing is All Hallows Eve, which is their I don't know if you remember, but last year it sold out so fast in all the stores, and there was just this crazy run trying to get it. So Moda reprinted it, and the best thing about it is they reprinted it exactly as the original collection. So first I'm going to show you the Halloween Figs Block of the Month. So on that one, that is, I'm actually sewing it. I signed up for the original club, and I'm in it right now. So some of you might be getting that in the mail this month, and I have done half of the quilt. So super excited that I'm doing that. I'm going to be showing you some of the blocks next week on our live stream, so you can see those in person. But if you missed that block of the month, we're offering it at Back Quarter Shop. And I would say that's probably intermediate to advanced. The one thing I'll say about it is it has applique. And I'm going to be honest, I'm doing the applique. It's taking me forever, but it does look, I'm actually proud of my work. It looks pretty good. So that's the first thing we'll be offering. We're also offering the Witch's Night Out quilt kit again, and this is a book that we designed. Sarah Price and Jocelyn designed it together, and it's a book, and so we're re-offering that as a quilt. We're also offering the Midnight Crossing quilt kit, which is a Moda quilt kit. They're offering that again. We might even have some of those still in stock from last year, I'm not even sure. And then we decided to do the Pumpkin Trio kit because it's so cute. We just had so many people wanting this that we're just offering a lot of stuff. We might be overkilling it, but if we are, I'm sorry. And then obviously I'm going to show you the collection as a whole. And that's kind of what it looks like. I don't have any because it's all sold out, or I would show you in person. It's all gone. So that is our May lineup. And that's our May lineup from Moda. So let me know if you have any questions before I go on. Because I know I'm talking a lot, but I have so much. I'm not even halfway done, guys. So y'all are in for like a long morning, I'm going to tell you.
Ooh. All right.
We're not even 20% in.
All right. Rebecca says, is Midnight Crossing beginner friendly? Love it.
Midnight Crossing. That would be intermediate.
Okay. And then Seven and the Littlest Mew, great username. She says, I'm new to quilting, but coming into it as a dressmaker, been sewing for 20 plus years. Would I be okay with intermediate kits?
I think it just depends on how comfortable you are with piecing and cutting. I think the difference between an intermediate and a beginner in quilting is really cutting precisely and using your 1/4-inch seam precisely and getting your ironing really nice. But I always encourage people to always start small. I feel like if people take on too much in the beginning, then you might discourage yourself and then you might walk away from your craft where instead of building up your skills and building up your confidence. So I would rather see you start small and build your confidence so you don't give up.
All right. And then a few people are asking, how do you get the special emojis that they're seeing in the live chat right now on YouTube?
Lily, answer.
Oh, yes. So that is our YouTube channel memberships. That's that little join button that you're going to see underneath the video. So yeah, you can hit join and then you'll get like extra perks and stuff. One of those extra perks is the little emojis that you're seeing other people use. You get like a little icon next to your name and your name's like highlighted. And then if I see some people are trying to find the actual emojis that are already members. So what you do is like you go into your emoji section on YouTube and then there's like, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, it's the fat quarter shop emojis. And that way you can use like Piggy and like a thread spool and like we have 2 sewing machines. And that's how that works. And speaking of YouTube memberships, we have a new member, Del Marie Snodgrass. Welcome, Del Marie.
Thank you.
All right. And then just a lot of people are giving a lot of love to All Hallows Eve. They say it cannot be overdone. It's so good. So excited for Halloween.
It was so crazy. Moda rarely will reprint a group, but it was crazy. Like on social media, people would say, okay, my store, this is their phone number. They don't even ship, but, call them. I mean, it was like crazy how it sold. It was nuts. And the funny thing is like, we call them sleeper groups in the industry. So like a sleeper group would be a group that sold through at the store level, like from Moda to the stores, very average. But then when it hit the stores, it was gone. And since it was purchased very average, Moda doesn't have any restock to sell the stores and it's just gone. I would consider that, we bought a lot of it and it was just gone. I mean, Kevin and I were like, wait a minute, what just happened? Because, one of my goals, if you think about the company, is I don't want anybody to ever have to call customer service. You should have a top-notch experience from the very beginning. And if you do call customer service, we want it to be like, we want to fix it right away. And when a fabric like that sells out so fast, we get so many calls to customer service. And I'm like, oops, Kevin and I missed that.
All right. Let's see. I have a question here from Betsy Lloyd, a Dare writer. She says, I just purchased Christmas Figs original book, but I'm interested in the CF2 block of the month, Christmas Figs 2. Is it possible to not purchase the book again, but do the block of the month?
Yes. Contact customer service at fatquartershop.com and they can arrange that for you.
Perfect. And then 07 Martinez says, when can I purchase the Witch's Night Out kit?
It's going to come in May. So you can look on the website and click to be notified when it comes in. And when it comes in, we'll send you an email and then you can purchase it. So everything I just showed was May, except the charity quilt, which is February, which is the charity quilt is actually shipping in a week or 2. Charity patterns come out in February.
All right. And then great advice from Stacy Fallon. As a beginner, I loved all the kits. It never hurts to buy the ones you love and stash them away until you feel comfortable enough to do them.
I have a lot stashed away. and it's because I don't have time. I had to stop. I'm in a bunch of clubs from like other designers like Joanna and Sweetwater, and I'm like, and then Emma said, can you just stop buying these? You just like put them on the shelf and you don't do anything. It's a waste of money. And I'm like, exactly, and I'm still in all of them. It's really bad.
Okay, and then great comment from Terry Lane. She said, Happy New Year, everyone. There are over 1,000 people watching and only 37 likes, so don't forget to thumbs up the Fat Quarter Shop video. That really helps us a lot.
Let me tell you something, Lily. When you're watching a live stream, because I watch other people and they say do a like, on your phone you can't like it while you're watching it.
Really?
I can't figure out how to do it because, so we got to figure that out. But yes.
Gonna look into that right now. But yes, give us a thumbs up if you see it on your screen.
Like, so if I'm watching somebody on my phone, which is how I watch people, I don't know how to do it. But I also don't know how to do any of the things. I have to ask Lily how to do everything.
Oh my gosh, sorry, I have to skip the ad. Okay. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, you have to close the live chat and then it appears.
And then go back to the live chat.
And then go back to the live chat, which is right next to the thumbs up and thumbs down buttons. That's how you do it. All right, that's funny. I'm watching our live stream on my phone. That was a weird moment. Very meta. Anyway, Stacy Fallon says, how often do reprints happen? I'd love to get some Sweet Christmas and missed out.
Rarely. So I was actually shocked when they did it. It's the first time they have done both of these collections. It's very rare.
All right. And then Amy Barlow says, I'm confused at how the blocks of the month work. Membership plus monthly fee. Is the fee listed online?
Yes. So the fee will be by your add to cart, and the reason we do a fee, so like $4.99, $1.99, we have to charge your cart something to be able to save it in our computer system. And if we said $0, then a lot of people would just sign up and never really be committed to really do it. And we factor that whole cost in. So everything should be listed online, what you'll pay, and we factor that whole cost in. Basically, because I price everything, I take the number of yards you're gonna get, the book, any notions, total, and then I divide that out by month, take the reservation fee out, et cetera, et cetera. So it's all priced in. We do it a little bit different than other shops, and that's okay, because we're the Fat Quarter Shop.
All right, and then Kathy Blacklock says, slightly off topic, but what happens to the fabric samples? Do companies sell them, give them away, cut them up, or what happens?
So it depends on the sales rep. So these I'm going to mail back to Moda today, so that they can give it to another sales rep or another shop or whatever they need to do with it. But a sales rep, like one of my sales reps who's now retired, what he would do is he would give it to like a group of ladies that he had somehow got connected to that would sew stuff for babies for hospitals. But it's all up to the rep. I don't know what they all do. I'm sure they don't throw them away, but it's all up to the rep, because I think the rep pays for them. I don't even really know. But it's up to the rep.
All right. And then we do have 2 new YouTube members. We have Joelle Brazil. Welcome, Joella.
Thank
and
you.
Then Michelle Rycon. Welcome,
you.
Michelle. Thank you so much.
Okay, so Dear Christmas. Okay, so somebody was, I think Miss Fallon was just talking about Sweet Christmas. So there was a Sweet Christmas and a Swell Christmas, and now there's a Dear Christmas. So I'm going to start and show you the panel, and we're going to zoom in. So this is a panel right here. So on the panel you get the deer, and then on the side you get two deer and a label. So there's that. There's also this quilt kit. The quilt kit are granny square blocks with the deer cut out and applique on top. And I'm going to show you what I did with the deer panel. And then I'm going to show you the collection. So the first thing I did was I took that bottom part of the panel and I basically quilted the entire panel. I sent it to Mike at mylongarm.com, and he did a snowflake panel, a snowflake design, which you can see here. I had him quilt the entire thing, and then I just cut this, and then this year I put it on my mantle of my fireplace and put a little candle on it, And then it just hung down and it just showed, you know, Rudolph. And then this is the big panel, and this is what I will be doing with it. And I just need to bind it. And I'm binding it with the same that I bound the little reindeer with. It's a red and white stripe from Early Bird, which actually matches this right here. So I'm just gonna do binding on it, but it's ginormous. Mm-hmm. And on the back, you can see I just did a pink minky, and you can see the little snowflake print. And on that, I'm going to tell you the size of that panel. 54 by 90 inches. So that is what I did with the panel. And this is the collection. We are now moving into June. And here is the collection. Super cute. It's obviously got a reindeer theme, and it's got a touch of yellow. I like how the blue is a different, it's not aqua, it's not blue, it's green aqua or something like that. So it's super cute. There's a white on white print, which is always really nice to have in a collection. And we have 2 quilt kits. The first one is the Dear Christmas quilt kit. And that's the one I just showed you in the book. And the next one is the Lollygag quilt kit, and that is our quilt kit that is made out of Jolly Bars. And on this one, we're gonna have all the pre-cuts and a Jolly Bar. The next collection is called Branded, and it is by Sweetwater. And if you follow Sweetwater on social media, you'll see that she will ask from time to time to send in your names. And she asks for different ranch names. And so if you send in a ranch name, your name might be on the fabric. And so this can be used as an Americana group. Like if you took the black out and the brown out, there's your red, white, and blue. Lots of things you can do with it. Or if you just want to do a black and white quilt, here you go. So lots of different options for what you can do with this group. And also on this group, there are 4 canvas prints. And here they are. They're 54 inches wide and canvas. So you can make bags. The next group is called Chill, and it's by Zen Chic. This is going to be a higher price point. It is full of metallic, so it is a much higher price point. It's really beautiful metallic. It's still soft. So there's like a word theme. You could do Christmas. You could take this off and you could just have a modern quilt. Lots of options with this collection. And this one, they added some spotted colors, and that's really cute. That one I really liked, and this one I really liked. So this again is Zen Chic. It's 30 SKUs and metallic. This next group is called Sweet Holly, and it is by Kansas Trebles Quilters, and it is 40 pieces. It also ships in June. And that is your collection, and it has some candy canes. And on this one, there are also 108-inch wide prints, which are right here. And again, your cream and your red will be the best sellers. So let me know if y'all have any questions on any of the collections I just went over. They're all June before I keep going.
Mm-hmm. Okay. K-Rob was asking, is there a cutoff date to pre-order?
No, we order enough, so when it comes in stock, you should have plenty. Yeah. I mean, if we sell, I mean, we could technically sell out, but I doubt we would sell out before it comes.
All right. And Monica on YouTube was asking, I don't understand, is the deer applique on?
Yes. So on that, what you would do is you would cut about 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch around. You would make your quilt, and then you would turn it under and applique it down. Or you could do the Lori Holt method, where you put non-fusible webbing on the back. I can't think of the name of it, but a Pellon. But it's a Lori Holt sew-in interfacing. Sew-in interfacing on the back, stitch directly on the line, turn it around and flip it out. We have a video by Lori Holt on that, but you could do any type of applique to get that down. And it would be bigger, and it would, it would take longer, and it would take a lot of pinning. It wouldn't be your traditional applique, but it's going to be pretty.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then Pat Brown says, when you back a quilt with Minky, do you add batting?
I did. Yeah. But it's up to you. Some people do not. I do.
Yes. All right. And then Carlene Brigley said, does the Coriander Christmas block of the month include the book? Sorry if it's already been answered.
Yes.
All right. And we have a lot of new YouTube members.
Thank you.
Let's go down the list. Okay. Oh my, there's a lot. Welcome everyone. Okay. So we have Amanda Mead. Welcome, Amanda. And Angela Bollinger. Welcome, Angela. We got C. Morris. Welcome, C. Morris. And Lori Martinez, or Martins. There's no Z. Martins. Thank you, Lori. Welcome. And then Ja Kimberling. Welcome, Ja Kimberling. Welcome to everyone.
Thank
so
you.
many new members. All right. Okay.
Okay, so we have 2 more groups for June. This is Naughty or Nice by Basic Gray. It is also 40 pieces, and it has a lot going on. Super cute prints, super cute detail. Lots of options with this one. And we have a quilt kit called the Charming Christmas Quilt Kit. Oh, yeah, go ahead, show that. And that is going to be a video quilt. So a lot of you guys have asked over the year to just go back to the basics, do something super simple. So this is going to be a super simple quilt for our beginners. And then also with this collection, we have this print. So this is going to be running yardage, and it's going to come in different colors. So we've got gray, red, green, and then this one is red and green. And so it's just a way to get more fabric from the bolt. So again, Naughty or Nice, Basic Gray, June. The next group is by Deb Strain. It's called Homegrown Holidays. And it is straight out of Hobby Lobby. So it's got, the buffalo check. It's got the cows and the pig and the sheep, and it's got the truck and the trees. So straight out of Hobby Lobby. So super, I think this one's going to be super, super, super popular. And we also have a quilt kit with it. It's called the Perfect Tree Quilt Kit. And that kit uses the panel, which I'm about to show you. So on the top row, the first 2 pieces are panels, the bottom 2 pieces and the center are panels. The middle 2 are blocks, and then the trees and the truck at the bottom are piece. And here's your panel. So it comes in 3 colors. You've got grayish. Sorry.
Grayish.
Grayish.
Took me a minute.
Red. And this will be the most popular one. As I knock my glasses off, black. So that is all of our June. So let me know if you'll have any questions on that.
All right. No questions yet, but CF O'Connor does say they love your blouse.
Thank you.
And then we're getting a lot of people on Facebook asking, how do you become a YouTube member?
You want to answer?
Yeah. So it's only a YouTube thing. So if you're watching on our Facebook right now, if you want to hop on over to YouTube to get those extra perks, you're more than welcome to. Again, they're just like extra perks, so you do not have to. It's not required in any way. But it's just basically like an extra thing that we offer for a small fee so that we can invest in more video equipment and things like that.
And we use the money to buy equipment, to pay Lily's salary, to pay Lily's assistant Ashley's salary. Like, there's a ton that goes into this. Denise is behind the camera. I'm here. It's a ton of stuff to do this. Like, I can't tell you how many hours I personally spend weekly doing this. And so it's just a way for us to make more money, to buy more equipment. I mean, we have so much equipment set up right now. I was telling Kevin yesterday, if Lily adds one more light, I'm not going to ever buy her Starbucks again.
Oh, no.
Because it's just so much. There's just a lot going on. I'm just being funny.
It's a whole production. Well, the funny part is we were thinking we needed more lights.
Oh, Lord. See, I can tell.
She reads my mind.
So I'm going to show you. Okay, so we were lucky enough to have Corey Yoder come to Fat Quarter Shop headquarters and film with us. And when she was here, she was telling us about this beautiful collection that she has. It's called Hollyberry. So this is the collection, and it's super cute. It is 38 pieces. It's going to ship in July. We're going to have a Jolly Bar with it, but when she was here and she was showing me pictures on her phone of the strike-offs, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. We could do a Block of the Month book. So she designed a book. It's called A Very Coriander Christmas, and in that book is this quilt. There's also a bonus quilt, which I will show you later in the year once it's completed. So I finished this quilt. I'm going to kind of show you the top half, the bottom half, and then I'll show you, and then I'll show you the back. So this quilt I worked on in December. The blocks are about 18, I think they're 18 inches. Sorry, it's really big. And in the Block of the Month, you would get the book and all the fabric for the top and the binding. And then there's a backing set available. And on the backing set this time, I pieced my backing like normal. I got my Sweetwater label and put it on top. So I actually put a border. So now you can see how I put a border around my block, used the Hot Hemmer ruler by Joanne Hawley, and she had made that for Clover, turned it under 1/4 inch, and then top stitch with red, and now I've got a label on the back. And Sweetwater Label Company, Sweetwater, you can just Google Sweetwater Label Club, and I get one club a month. I'm almost out. I almost have no labels left, so desperate, because I've been in the club so long, but I make so many quilts. So I use that, I just use their labels and put them on the back. So let me know, let me show you the next two kits. So that's our Block of the Month. So there's the Block of the Month if you want to see it all before it's sewn. And big thank you to Gina Tell of Thread Graffiti. She quilted that for us. If you want your quilt quilted exactly like mine, she knows exactly what she did. So if once you sew yours in a year, if you want it to look like mine, you can send it to Gina. The next quilt is a Wooded Whimsy quilt, super cute. Corey Yoder designed this. This will be available as a kit and obviously a pattern. And we also have a Jolly Bar, and this is called Holiday Greetings. And something about this quilt, I just love the simplicity of it. And with that group, you can see that when I was finished, I got 2 log cabins. So again, 2020 log cabin quilts. Get your papers today. It's really nice to have the paper because you can like stack them up and they can stay neat, because I'm a little OCD. So let me know if y'all have questions. Again, that collection is called Holly Berry. So let me know if y'all have questions on the collection.
All right. Not seeing any questions yet, so feel free to get those in if you guys have any. A few people are asking, what is the Hot Hemmer?
Okay, so pull up. It's not the Hot Hemmer, it's the Hot Ruler. So I'm going to look up the exact name of it, and we'll probably have to order more later today. But it is a Clover Hot Ruler number 7811. It is like, to describe it to you, it's just like a piece of material that you can iron on, and it has a ruler. So you can place it on your fabric, and say you want a 1/2 inch away. You would just place it 1/2 inch away, put your fabric on top, and you can iron on it, and it'll make a perfectly straight line. And so I use that ruler all the time for anything that you need to iron on, but you need it to be straight. So I just use it a lot. It's pretty expensive. It's $17.98, but it is, I mean, I've been using it for years and years. And there's this other one that's called a hot hammer, and that one's more small and square, but I use the hot ruler more. But it's a very clever invention, because I don't know, it's just like, why wasn't this around before? I don't know, it's just one of those things that's kind of like, oh my gosh, I use it so much, but I also don't want to burn my fingers. You can just iron right on it. And
All right. Sherry Game was asking, the Coriander Christmas quilt is intermediate to advanced?
Yes, it is intermediate to advanced. And I mean, honestly, it's probably intermediate. Let me just tell y'all the truth. I made all the blocks before I had a surgery. 3 days after the surgery, I'm trying to put that quilt together. I'm not supposed to be doing anything. And that quilt was together, I think, the Friday after my surgery was over. So I was probably on a little pain medicine when I made that. There might be a mistake in there. My seams probably don't match. It probably gave Gina a hell of a time to quilt that thing, because I was just trying to get it done. So I kind of made it in a time in my life when I probably shouldn't have been making a quilt, but I did. But it's beautiful. And one of the things that I was thinking as I was putting out my Christmas decorations is, gosh, I really don't have a lot of Christmas quilts, because I have like, 2 couches, and I don't like to have just one quilt. I put a quilt on the back of the quilt, on the sides of the quilt, the arm of the quilt, the chairs. And so I'm like, I really don't have enough quilts. And then I made that, and I was like, great, next year I have another quilt. And then I made the Rudolph, and so I just got to get that bound. And so, yeah, I'm like building up my Christmas quilts. And then I had another red. I had the So in Love quilt that I had made from Adita's book a couple years ago. And I said, Emma, what do you think about putting this out for Christmas? And she's like, Mom, that is not Christmassy. So I was like, okay, well, that one didn't make the cut this year. Because she actually does a lot of the decorating. Like, a lot.
And then we had a question earlier about the Dear Christmas panel. Melva Lang was asking, can it be a quilt top as is without applique?
Yeah, which is what this is. This is the panel.
This is how it comes.
Yeah, this is how it comes. And I had the whole panel quilted. And I just need to add the binding. So it's just quilted. And then the bottom of the quilt is this little piece. And I had the whole thing quilted, and I thought, well, that'll hang nicely from the mantle. And actually, when I got it, because we had 4 Christmases, so our very last Christmas was like 5 days after Christmas. So I got this up just in time for that very last Christmas. And it's funny, all the quilts I have in my house, people will say, oh, did you make this? And I'm like, yeah, that took me like 10 minutes. But the stuff that's complicated, they just know I can do. But if people don't quilt, they don't know that it's easy.
All right. And then Home Mom had said, you need Skylar to hold that up.
Oh, I know. He's busy today.
He's got work to do.
Today he's too busy. Well, the other day I couldn't hold anything, and now I'm better.
Yes,
Woo, so glad.
Okay. And then Gigi Odom said that Holly Berry quilt is meant to be my new Hallmark movie watching blanket. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
That's very relatable. I feel that. And then Terry Lane was asking, what is the skill level on the Holly Berry block of the month, which was the coriander?
That would be intermediate.
All right.
To advanced. And I would say it has a lot of pressing open, because it has a lot of seams to get that beautiful look. So if you can press open, cut accurately, you can do it.
All right, and we have a few new YouTube members.
Thank
Chris
you.
Zerwinski, welcome, Chris. And Michael Stafford, welcome, Michael. and Sandra Hagen. Welcome, Sandra.
Thank you.
Rebecca Murray. Welcome, Rebecca. And then we had a super chat from Cindy Jensen. She just put, let me see it here. She put an emoji, and then it was for $49.99, which is huge. Thank you so much, Cindy. That means a lot.
I feel so bad when y'all give so much money.
Yes, but we really appreciate it, truly.
Yes,
it's
thank
amazing.
you. So the next group is a paper group, which means that we don't have sample cloth. So it is called Happy Fall. It is by Deb Strain, and it ships in July. And I really just like the simplicity of the sunflowers and the little checks, and this print up here I really liked. So this is the next group. Again, Deb Strain. The next group is called Goals and Goodies, and it is by Stacy Itsu. And we're offering this as a complete collection, but then I thought, you know, a group, if people are just looking for traditional Halloween, if they just want traditional Halloween, we're gonna do a bundle of this. So we're gonna offer it a couple of different ways, lots of colors, and there's a panel. So this panel, if you can envision it, the bottom, you see this big orange and black. That will make a trick-or-treat bag. And then there's a little cat and a bat that you can make stuffed animals for to go in your bag. And then the sides right here, these are handles. So super, super cute panel. And if you look at the top right here, there's instructions on how to make everything and how it comes together, and you can kind of see what it looks like. And that is July. And then this is Farmhouse Flannels 2 by Primitive Gatherings, Lisa Bonjean, and the very first one came in, I believe, this November, and it sold like crazy. And we are not, you know, every shop, whether it's online or brick and mortar, your customers tend to gravitate towards one thing. One thing that we're not able to sell very strongly is flannels, but this, the first one, the Farmhouse Flannels 1, blew out of here. So this one is a 40-piece group, ships in July. And the best part of this group is right here. So this is a flannel print. Basically, Lisa Bonjean made this quilt of the little sheep, and has the little blanket stitch. And Moda took the quilt and reproduced it into an all-over fabric. So that is perfect for a backing, or just, you could just quilt it and put it on a quilt and nobody would know the difference. So cute. So if your house has this look, there's a cheater quilt right there. The next group is Northern Light by Annie Brady. And I like this one because it's different from the rest. And it stands on its own. It's 28 pieces. It's got lots of variety. I mean, you could do a quilt out of just this right here, and it would be beautiful. So lots of different options. I was saying yesterday that these trees look like you could just buy these trees right here at Hobby Lobby. Super cute. And she put together a quilt kit. It's called the Holiday Bear Quilt Kit, and she basically took a pattern that has already been released, and there it is as a quilt kit. Super, super cute and very beginner friendly. And the next group is going to be one of the last groups. It is a July ship date, and it's just classic snowflake prints by Stacy Itsu. It's called Deck the Halls, and it goes with this panel. So this is a 36-inch panel with a Christmas tree, and on the left you will see the ornaments that you can cut out to decorate the tree. And of course, just like all her other panels, on the top left are instructions on how to put it together. Super, super, super cute. And there are going to be some new Bella Solids. They will be arriving next month. And here they are. This will come in a fat quarter bundle, a mini charm pack, and a charm pack. And of course, Yardage. And there's a quilt kit that goes with this. It's called Santa in the Pines Quilt Kit. And it is, I believe it was designed by Lisa Bonjean. And that is going to be the quilt kit. So that is all of the Moda. And just let me know what questions you guys have about anything before I keep going.
First of all, I want to ask everyone if they could comment in the comments what your favorite collection was that you saw today. And then Home Mom was asking, are there any quilt kits that come in those beautiful boxes that a little bit better than a beginner can do?
Yes, so the Moda quilt kits all come in those custom boxes. The Santa Bear quilt kit is very beginner friendly. I've got a quilt over here on the side that is beginner friendly. We do try to have a range of like beginner, intermediate, advanced, and I do try to be very honest when I think it's really hard, because I don't ever want anybody to get frustrated or anything like that.
Sorry, lots of questions coming in, trying to get them all here. Jessica Knox was asking, where is your bin from that you have your log cabin items in?
Oh, this is from the Container Store. So, yeah, Container Store. So I have these in really small and then really tall, and this is the way that I bring everything to work. So if I have a lot of stuff to bring, I'll put it in there. But this will probably move to a bigger box once I get a lot. This shouldn't be in there. But once I get more and more in there, but I will keep all of this in there, even this rotary cutter, just because I want to be able to like grab it and go, and I'll just put it in my drawer. But as it gets bigger, I'll go to a bigger, but Container Store. I love that store. I try not to go there because it's like Michael's, like Container Store and Michael's, just don't go because you're going to spend too much money. I'm okay with going to Hobby Lobby and Home Goods because I feel like it's affordable and you can get what you need at an affordable price. Like one of my aunts at Christmas was like, did you decorate all of this? Could you come decorate my house? And she was like, oh, it's probably all too expensive. And I was like, everything from here is from Kirkland's, Home Goods, or Hobby Lobby. It is all affordable to everybody. Like, it just looks expensive. I mean, you can get that look. I mean, especially Home Goods. I have a Home Goods 5 minutes from me. You go there one day, and you can even ask the employees, like, what day do you think a truck is coming? You can ask them, and they can tell you, and then you can be like, okay, come on, that time. I mean, you gotta know. You gotta know.
Oh, that's great. Sherry Game was asking, how does the panel fabric feel compared to regular Moda print yardage?
Oh, it feels the same. Feels the same. It might be a little bit thicker. It's digitally printed, so it might be a little bit thicker, but it's good. It's so cute. Look, he's gonna hang out with me.
All right, and then Kay Sanderford was asking, will Dear Christmas quilt kit be available to pre-order?
The panel will be on pre-order. We'll have to look up the quilt kit real quick. It might be coming soon. I can't remember. I'll look real quick.
And then Jennifer Daniel Johnson was asking, are there any Bonnie and Camille collections coming out in the next few months?
At home. And I am sewing a quilt with it. So the Dear Christmas quilt kit is just a coming soon item, so you can just click to be notified. At Home is a new collection, and this is coming out. We'll have to look at the date because I don't know off the top of my head. And I made these with my leftover, and I will have the quilt to show you in about 2 or 3 weeks. It's going to be an upcoming sew along that ships in this group ships in March 2020, and it is there's 2 different colorways. There's a red and green and a blue and gray, and they're sold separately. But we're doing a Charming Baby Sew Along. I'm going to try to have that quilt finished by Sunday. I'm almost done, and I'll show you. But yes, At Home will be their next collection. They didn't have anything from this bucket. We call them, like the fabric companies call their buckets, like there was nothing in this bucket. I sound like a fool. Y'all probably like, what is she talking about?
And then Polly D'Angelo was asking, any news on the Charming Baby Sew Along fabric requirements?
Yep, I have to finish that quilt this weekend. And so once I finish the quilt, I will have that done. We'll probably have it online in 2 to 3 weeks. or sooner, I have to finish the quilt. And what I do is, obviously you have that background fabric and you cut it every single month, and so I keep track of what I use and what I cut each month. So I ran out of fabric last weekend, or the quilt would be done, and so I got the fabric yesterday, starched it last night. Quilt would be done tomorrow or Sunday, and I will have that information. So next week we will start working on that. I just don't like to give you stuff and make you, I don't want you to buy more than you need, or obviously I don't want you to buy less than you need, because then you're going to scream at me that it's wrong. I just like things to be accurate before I give it to you. And if I wouldn't have run out of fabric, I would have that info today, but I ran out.
All right.
We should probably not ask why I ran out, because that's probably not good. Probably don't want to admit like why.
And then Mom Awake was asking, what does digitally printed mean? How is it different from regular printing?
So digitally printed, it's actually really interesting, and you could Google it. They're huge machines. Like, just think of like a massive machine, like back in the 80s when there's like those big IBM machines, like that. That's what it looks like. And they're printed, and the cloth goes in and it prints. And digitally printed offers the ability to make something look more like a photograph. So when you get fabric, I'm gonna find one. I'm gonna see if I can tear this apart and show you. When you get a regular fabric in your house, on the bottom you will see dots. Can you zoom in on that? Mm-hmm. So some companies just have circles, some have pretty dots. So this means that on this fabric there are 3 colors. You can see that little white, the blue, and the green. So that means 3 colors were used to make this fabric. Now, if you wanted to make something as detailed as this, you need a lot more than 3 dots. So to be able to get the look of all this color and the fine detail, that's digitally printed. It costs more. It's mostly done in the United States. And obviously that's why it costs more, but also those printers are really big. And so some of the companies are doing more digital printing than others. But yeah, it's these big machines, and they can do all the colors.
All right, and then we do have another new YouTube member, Julie Chestnut. Welcome, Julie.
Thank you. And okay, so with all of that, I still sewed more. So I'm going to show you this. I'm going to move it. So this is at the beginning of 2019. I started this quilt. It was designed by CORIANDER, and we sell the pattern. It is called So Colorful Spools, and we have a club called So Colorful where you can get bundles each month that have different colors. And so I finished this, and here's the back. And on the back, oh, I can't even remember what I did. This is what I did on the back. I used some leftover blocks, and Gina Tell quilted this for me, and she did all of the binding. And you can see I put one of the Sweetwater labels right here, right there. And so this is a finish. And so if you're in the So Colorful club, next week I'm going to be debuting and showing the new pattern for this year. It's very different, very exciting. We're going to have lots of blocks to show you from things you can use either this year or use it in the future. So we're going to have a 2020 So Colorful quilt also. Kate is going to be making it this year. So let me know if you have any questions. The So Colorful pattern is available as a PDF or a paper pattern, and the club is available where you get fat quarters each month.
All right, Teresa was asking, is there a finishing kit for the new So Colorful 2020 quilt?
No, but I'm going to look into that. Maybe we need one. Let me look into that after this meeting. Yes.
After this meeting?
I don't think that was, I don't know. I'm working on it. Okay, and then I also finished Vintage Block Along. So Vintage Block Along, free pattern from Lori Holt, all on her blog. Her blog is beandmybonnet.blogspot.com. And I'm going to be real honest. At the end, I had 3 leftover blocks. I know why I have this one, because she said it's optional. This one, I still haven't figured out why I made it extra. And the back is because I made the block wrong. So I put the one I made wrong. So I have some 2 extra blocks. So I'm going to show you this quilt. It is beautiful. And then I'll tell you the SKUs I use. I'm going to, it's a big one. I'm sending it to the quilter today. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to show you half and half, sorry. But it's really big. It's like 92 by 104. It's a queen. So I'll kind of show you. And then if I move over, it will probably be easier to show once it's quilted. And then the other side, I'm just gonna, I don't wanna get it all out of whack before it goes to the quilter. I use Farm Girl Vintage Fabric, Bee Backgrounds, Blossom Backgrounds by Christopher Thompson. And that's what I use to make it, and it's beautiful, and I'm so happy it's done. I use 6384 blue as my background, and the backing that I used is 6421 gray. 6421 gray is now discontinued, so I think we're gonna get about 15 more yards, and then that's gonna be it. So what I did on this one, can you zoom in, Lily? Mm-hmm. On this one, the back was so big that I decided to put this in the bottom right corner. So I made a block, I sewed in my label in the bottom, and again I used that hot ruler and just sewed it down about a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, whatever, and then stitched it down with the machine. So that's my back. And that one is going to Mike, the quilter, so he's gonna come pick that up. And then I am gonna tell you that I do not look forward to doing the binding on that. Oh my goodness, that's gonna take me ages. And I'm just gonna like I don't know what I'm gonna do with these. Put them on the wall.
Yes.
I mean, I'm gonna save them and then eventually they'll be used. I kept asking Lori, what is this and what is the other one? And she said, well, the other one is because you made the flag wrong. I don't know how she remembered that, and she still doesn't. Wait, I don't know why I have this one. Maybe I made one I didn't like. I don't know.
All right. Question here from Lori Santamara. Will Sew Colorful Bundles be a new mix for 2020?
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the same color. We're going to keep the same color for each month, but obviously all new fabrics. But we want to be able to, you don't even have to be in the club. You can, if you don't want to, so basically we want to inspire you to use your scraps also. So if you don't want to use the log cabin, you could use Sew Colorful. Just a way to use up your leftover scraps into something so that maybe you get 2 quilts instead of 1 kind of thing is where that all generated from.
Lori Holt says, Kimberly, I remembered because you text me every block when you make them. LOL.
I do, but I can't remember anything, Lori. I don't know how she remembered that. I would never remember that.
All right.
I do text her all the time.
And then
all the time.
Laurel Miller is asking, when there's checks, stripes, etc., and they are not printed straight on the grain, do you follow the grain or cut so the checks or stripes come out straight?
I cut so the checks come out straight. And so if something is off grain, I wouldn't use it for binding. But if, for a block, I would use it. But most of the time it's on grain. But if something is off, I'm not going to do binding with it. But it's very rare for it to be off that bad where I wouldn't use it. And Vintage Housewife Quilt. Can you grab it, Denise? Because it's, I don't know if I can get through all my stack of stuff. So Vintage Housewife Quilt is now in stock. This is Lori's quilt. We're going to be mailing it back, but we still had it. So I wanted to show you one more time. This kit is now in stock and cut and ready to ship. It is a free pattern on Lori's blog, and she will have free tutorials on how to make it with details on how to make it. And here's the bottom. And so I just wanted to show that one more time, and here is her label and her back.
Those are Denise's arms, if anyone's wondering.
She's hiding. So I just wanted to show that one more time before we send that back. And then also wanted to show you color of the year. So every year, Kona comes out with a color of the year. And so it's really interesting because as a shop, you buy it sight unseen. Like you have no idea what you're buying. You could be buying brown. You have no idea. And so this is the color of the year. It's very fun. It's very bright. Last year was blue. The year before was like yellow. Or pink. There's been pink, yellow, aqua, green. So maybe next year will be red. I don't know if I had to guess. You gotta go through all the colors. So whenever we have something like this, I want to give you ideas how to use it. So we came up with taking some of our classic and vintage free patterns that free block patterns that are on our free pattern page, and we put together in this beautiful color called Enchanted. And so we're gonna go through them. So the first one,
Oh, thank you.
is Bear Paw, and so this is how it would look in this free pattern. Now these are free block patterns, and then we sell a low price pattern to go with them if you want to turn it into a quilt. So that's how it would look, as a Bear Paw. The next one is Delectable Mountains. That's delicious. And then Hunter Star, and these all come in different sizes. Postage Stamp Star and Wild Geese Straight Furrows. And then also next week we have a block made out of this that we're going to show you next week. I'm holding it for next week, but it's pretty. I'm not a green fan, but it's like green blue. It's got a touch of blue to it, and I think it's always fun to just see. I mean, even if you're like, then you're in the know. You know what color of the year is for 2020 for Robert Kaufman.
All right.
And then also we are still sewing along with Farm Girl Fridays. So Farm Girl Vintage 2 is a book we published for Lori Holt. She is the designer, and when you're done, you will have all the blocks for the cover quilt. And I'm going to show you some of the blocks from, this is block 20, Happy Flowers, and Teresa in customer service makes these for us. This is Grandma's Crochet, block 17. And this is Grandpa's Truck, block 18. And we do a monthly blog summary on all of this. And this is the hand mixer, which is block 19. And it's fun to see this with all the people who sew along and do the fabrics with different collections. That's always fun to see. Some other things that came in. This is a brand new pattern. It's a brand new video. It's called the Prairie Queen Quilt Kit. This is a new collection called Flower Garden, F-L-O-U-R, Garden, by Lindsay McCrae from Moda. And I really like this one.
It's a free block pattern.
Yeah, okay, so this is a classic and vintage. And so there's a free block pattern, and then we have some patterns to show you how to put it together for a low price. And this kit came in this week. And then this came in, and this is totally not quilting, but this is so awesome. So, Moda is selling this charger.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, okay, so you can like plug it in, and then it's a battery. And then if you're like at Quilt Market and you need to have a battery, you just plug it in. And I'm so excited to have this, and it's in my car. And I'm kind of like, why is it in my car? Because if it's in my car, I already have a charger in my car, but I just love it, and Kevin loves it, and so they're selling it, and so I'm so excited about this. It's not quilting, but it's like, who wants like an ugly charger? Nobody. It says Moda. Look, Moda, and it's got aqua on it. This is a little aqua. Tinies.
And it also does wireless charging for those who are interested. Yes.
Yeah.
And if you have a wireless charging phone.
Yes, that. Yes, I was like, what is she talking about? Yes, so you can like lay it on there. I was like, what is Lily? Lily's so smart, I can't keep up. I don't know, as I age, I feel dumber and dumber. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but I feel like as you get older, you just like, You've already used all your data. All your data's gone. I got no more data up here. Sorry, I'm just being funny. I'm being really funny. I think I'm being funny anyway. My kids are at home, and I'm sure they're watching. So if they're awake. So I'll tell you a funny story. So this morning, I'll tell you 2 funny stories.
Ooh.
So the first funny story is at Christmas. We had 4 Christmases. We had Christmas at my in-laws. And so my in-laws are my, mother-in-law, father-in-law. And then my sister-in-law comes and her kids. One of her kids is in college and one is about Emma's age. And so with 6 kids in the house, granted 4 of them are mine, I know how this is going to go. I know how this whole situation is about to happen. So in the morning, we open gifts. And one of the gifts is from my sister-in-law. And she's like the nicest person. Like she has the most patience. She has the patience of a saint, is what Kevin and I say. She's just nice. And she thinks everything's going to go great. Bless you. So she doesn't like see any of this coming. So she's like, we're going to play this tonight. And Kevin and I are looking like, she's never seen our kids play a board game before. Like, I'm not sure this is going to go well, but I'm not going to say anything. So about 8:30, after they have eaten, and they have eaten so much crap, because my mother-in-law gives them like everything, because she makes all this beautiful stuff. So she's like got cookies and mints and pie and like ice cream sandwiches. So they are like full of food, and I'm good with all that. Like I don't care. You can have whatever. I don't care. Like I'm good with all that. So it's like 8:30, so they're starting to get tired, and they're high on sugar, and she says, let's play this game. So me and Kevin look at each other, and we're like, we're not playing. So my father-in-law and my sister-in-law, 4 kids, plus her 2, 6 kids, playing this game. And the game, I don't know what it was called, but it was like adult cards, kid cards. So my nephew, he's in college, so he's like an adult. So it's like 3 adults, 5 kids. So, the girls, they're all drama, right? The girls. So they're like, so they leave. Well, what happens is they leave, but they're the only ones that know the answers. So then the way that they decided to change the game was if the boys didn't know the answers, they would go run around the house. You see where this is going. Run around the house and get the answers from the girls. Well, 2 minutes in, Kevin's out of the room. He's like, I'm done. I'm not doing this. Like, because he can't stand noise. So 5 minutes in, I'm like, I'm going to Starbucks. So I did. I went to Starbucks. Christopher goes with me because I'm like, I'm not going around by myself. I'll come back. I mean, this is like an hour in. I come in. I have this one son. It's always him running around the house. And I'm talking running around the house. He pukes everywhere. Pukes everywhere. And we're like, what are you doing? He's like, I got so excited. So I said, Kevin, and Kevin made him clean it up.
Oh.
It was funny. I mean, he wasn't sick. He was just so, and I said, what were you drinking? And Emma said, oh, there's these like sodas that we have at home. I don't know what they are, but they're like full of carbonation, I guess. Some kind of like Sprite-ish drink, but not Sprite. Oh my gosh, he was literally puking and laughing. And I'm like, that kid, really? So that's my first story. My second story is this morning. We had to be here super early because Kevin had to be here at 8, which is like unheard of. So I knew if I didn't make him get here at 8, he would get here at 10. So, because that's like a true story. If you know Kevin, he's never on time ever. And when I say he's late, I'm talking like late. Like he doesn't know, like our wedding, I told our photographer, oh, he'll be late. He was late to our wedding. Oh yes, he was late to our wedding. Like everything, he's late everywhere. It's never gonna be possible for him to be on time. So this morning I wake up and Christopher's next to me. Okay, Emma's somehow in the bed. I'm like, where did she come from? She's at the end of the bed, and I'm thinking, well, okay, I gotta go tell my boys bye. Even if they're not awake, I'm gonna go tell them bye. So I go upstairs. They're not in their bed. And I'm like, what? So they're not in the game room. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Are they in my sewing room? Like where are, because Emma's very protective of her stuff. They were in her room, like on the floor. And I'm like, why are y'all in here? And they were like, oh, Emma was in here. She left in the middle of the night. So I got like so scared this morning. I was like, where are they?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my stories for today. But yeah, no, that will go down. And then my sister-in-law was like, she's like shocked that all of this is happening and I'm like, oh, I mean, I could have told you before the game started that the girls are gonna like stick together. And then I don't know, they couldn't get any of the answers. None of them. Like the adults couldn't get the answers, the kids couldn't get the answers. It was hilarious. But I did leave for like I did. I was like, I gotta go to Starbucks. Kevin wouldn't go with me. I was like, will you drive me to Starbucks? He was like, no. So I left and came back, and then that happened. I'm glad I didn't miss it.
Oh my gosh, that's great. We do have a couple questions, and then we also have a super chat from Carrie Dottie for $1.99.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carrie. She says, I love, and then she put 2 hearts, the Fat Quarter Shop.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, and then a question from H2O Girl.
Water Girl.
Water Girl, thank you. I was like, what? About the Kona color of the year, she said, so this is a totally new green?
Okay, so what they do is they make a color for the year, and then they print so much, and they make so much. But then when it sells out, it's gone forever. I don't think they've ever brought it back. From what I understand, I could be wrong, but from what I understand is they make it, they sell it all year, but then after that year is over, once it's gone, it's gone. And it's just a way to like celebrate the new year. I think it's really cool and really a good marketing plan. And I really like the new Kona calendars they came out with, where every day you can see a new Kona color. And so I'm going to use it so I can be more familiar with the colors, but there's 365 colors, and so you can see the colors. I just think I don't know, I like colors, I like all that. I think it's all very cute. It's all a marketing genius thing.
All right, and then Teresa was asking, are you doing a Pantone color of the year bundle?
We are. I don't know the status of that, and we're going to email me, and we're going to figure out what that is. But yes, we are. I can't remember where that is standing right now, but yes. That was started. I'm not sure. Maybe the fabric. I don't know. Let me look later today.
All right. And then Robin Hangridge says, as a YouTube member, can you only watch when members only video is live? Tried watching last night and couldn't find it. Had to sign up on my husband's computer. I get emails about the new videos. Thanks. So she's asking where you can find, if you can watch the live videos afterwards and where you can find them.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
So you go to the community tab, right, Lily?
Yep.
Yeah, you go to the community tab and it's in there. Lily knows better than me, but it was funny because when she posted it after, it said, what? ICUMI or something. It said ICM, and I said, what is that? And it means in case you missed it. And I was like, that is another sign that I am old.
Yeah, it's just in case you missed it, abbreviated.
And then I thought I should have Googled that so I wouldn't look like a fool asking people what that meant and admitting that I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know. I was like, I thought it was an accident. I didn't know. I was like, what is that? Like, what is...
Yeah. Well, I was like, maybe I shouldn't post it abbreviated. But yes.
No, I think it's me, Lily. It's me.
But yes, for anyone else who might not be aware, it's ICY. Hang on, MI. It's just short for in case you missed it. So yes, if anyone missed the members only video yesterday who is a member, go to your community tab and it's like the first post right there. And it says
and I'll probably do, like, in a couple weeks, I'll probably just do, like, a general Q&A where y'all can just ask me, like, whatever. It's not December anymore. December was tough. Last year was a tough end of the year. It was probably the toughest end of the year I've ever had.
Oh, man.
It was tough.
All right. And then we also have 2 new YouTube members, Nicole Ewig. Welcome, Nicole. And Jamie Romine. Welcome, Jamie.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining. All right. And then I believe we have some shout outs.
Perfect. So first I wanted to talk about the flash sale. So we have moved the flash sale to 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to, on some days, offer more deals per day. And also remember that Tuesday we have 2 deals, 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. So everything has moved to 8 Central Standard Time. And I have some shout outs. First, I have some shout outs of Farm Girl Friday blocks that some of our customers have made. And I'm going to apologize if I don't say your names right because I can't see very good. But this is Elder Ferrerio, super cute farm girl truck, and she put a pig in the back of her truck. I mean, hello.
That's a big pig.
And she added a driver. Oh my goodness, she added a driver too.
That pig is so big. That's amazing.
Yes, cute. And then Elder, it's also her. She made her little grandma's crochet blocks, super cute. And then Perfect Stitched by Angie, super cute block. So you can see that's the normal block with the truck bed, and you can see where she put the other lady put the pig in the back where that thing is in the back. A truck bed. It's like, what? And then Ronnie Bess, super cute. She's got 3 blocks there. Super, super cute. And then Brenda Joe's 70, super cute. I like that grunge. And then Teresa McMath 01, super cute. And B Sewin 72. And Persimmon Dreams. Oh my gosh, that's cute.
I think this Instagram person always has like really great pictures. So kudos to you.
Styled.
Yeah, styled pictures.
And then Kay and Paul 32, so she's got 4 blocks. Super cute. And Donna Sturm, she always shows her blocks. She's a big fan. Hi Donna, she's always posting.
That's funny. Some people are saying that, I believe it's
yarn,
that it looks a little bit like Band-Aids.
Band-Aids?
Yeah, like little Band-Aids. I see it now. And we're back to the beginning.
And then we have some more pictures. This is I found these on my Facebook group. This is so cute. This is a lady. She made this quilt for her granddaughter. It's super cute, and her granddaughter's name is Claire, and I love that name. And that is Joni and Lori, and that is a super cute swan dive quilt. And Sherry Clifton, and this is how she did her leftover pinwheels, and I love it. I'm glad that a couple people have made it. Not very many people made my pinwheel quilt, so I'm not sure if y'all are just still sewing or y'all gave up. So I made it easier this year so that more people would sew with me, so I wouldn't be all by myself. And then this is April, and oh my gosh, that is her So Colorful Spools. And so she used the same spool fabric. Super cute. I think she used the same fabric as I did. And then, oh my gosh, Erica made this, and I love it because it's her first quilt ever. And that baby is cute.
That's amazing.
And then this is Terry DeRoe. This is Peppermint Lane Block of the Month, and that's a little book that we offer, and we've had kits before a couple times.
Okay, back to the
And
beginning.
then we've got some other... Oh, okay, so this is my uncle. So this is Uncle John, and so I want to tell you a little bit about my uncle and my quilt. So that is my favorite uncle in the whole world. Sorry, all my other uncles, but they all know. So he does all kinds of things for me, and the sad story is one day my father got really mad at me and was like, "What are you going to do when I die? Who's going to take care of you?" And I was like, "Uncle John," and now he does. So Uncle John is the one who made my thread wall and has done all kinds of things for me. And when my grandmother passed away a couple years ago, all of my uncles, there's 4 uncles, my dad had passed away, but there's 4 uncles that gave me all of her sewing stuff. And so in that sewing stuff was a lot of unfinished quilt tops. So the first year I made my Uncle Richard one, and his was green. And then, because I let them pick, and then Uncle John picked this one, and in there are all names embroidered, and he calculated he thinks those blocks are 70 years old. So I got Gina Tell from Thread Graffiti to do a stippling all over it and finish it and bind it for me so I could give it to him for Christmas, and so there he is. There's my Uncle John.
All right.
So, yeah, so I hope all of you guys had a great Christmas. I had a great Christmas. We had 4 Christmases, which I'm not from a divorced family, and Kevin's not from a divorced family, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, if we were from divorced families, we would have like 8 Christmases. 4 seems like a lot, but it was fun. It was good. My kids are still not back to school. They don't go back till next Tuesday, so I'm like, oh my goodness, they're going crazy. Yesterday they went to see a movie, and I was like, okay. They were trying to tell Kevin and I about the movie, and me and Kevin were very confused.
I figured out which movie it was. It was A Spy in Disguise. I'm pretty sure.
It has Will Smith's voice.
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
And he's a pigeon.
Okay, but we didn't understand it. We were like, they were like trying to relate it, like do these, and we were like, what? We just gave up. We're like, oh, we're just going to pretend that we know what they're talking about.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's like he's a spy, and then he turns into a pigeon.
A pigeon.
And he needs a boy's help to, like, turn back into himself.
They liked it. Emma didn't go. She's like me. She doesn't like movies. She said she cleaned her room. She likes to organize. I don't know. She like organizes, unorganizes, I don't know.
All right. So we have a few more questions here to wrap up. K-Rob was asking about the flash sale. They said, was that on Sundays or some days for the flash sale?
Every day.
Every day.
But on Tuesdays, there's 2 deals. 8 a.m. and then 8 p.m.
All right.
And then he's going to be adding more than one thing on some days. So Kevin actually does all of the flash sales. He buys for all of the flash sales. He does all of the flash sales all by himself. And on some of the days when there's like multiple, they won't necessarily go together. It's going to be just like random so that we can appeal to more customers.
All right. And then there's a debate in the comments if it's Band-Aids or yarn. So comment below if you see
yarn!
Band-Aids or yarn. It's yarn, but it's like the dress. Like, do you see blue or yellow?
Oh.
Yes.
I
Like,
never
which one do you see?
understood that on Facebook. I never got it. I never could figure it out.
All right. Then we have a question from Linda Hester. How do you send things for shout out?
How do I send things? Oh, you can email me. I just pick things in Kimberly's Stitch Squad most of the time. Some people will email customer service. And sometimes people will email customer service, or I just kind of pick the things I like. I'm going to be real honest and tell you that I don't get on social media. Sometimes you'll ask me, how do I get all the things done? There are days that I do not get on social media at all. I actually never get on Instagram. That's only time I get on Instagram is if my daughter posts, and I need to make sure her spelling is correct because she's an atrocious speller. We also, one thing that we did do this year is we, Denise and I had, we had Kate put together a Google Doc, and so it is in a link below in the description box. If y'all have a product you would like us to carry, you can put all the information there, and then we will be emailing if we can or cannot carry it and kind of keep you updated. I mean, of course, everything that is put on there, there's no way we can carry everything, but it's a way for us to find, maybe there's a seam ripper we don't know about, or, like that hot ruler that I guess some people didn't know about. It's just a way to, maybe we should be carrying something we're not. We won't be able to say yes to everything, but we will Denise and I will look at every single product and make a decision, and we will email you either way. I haven't looked at it in the last couple of days, but the first 6 people who submitted, we emailed and gave them kind of an update on what we were doing and whether it was a yes or a no, and when we could expect it. So that's just like a service to you guys to make sure that we have, what you guys are looking for. And if we get 1,000, of course, we're not going to be able to email then. But for now, we have 6, so we were able to email everybody. So unless it gets out of hand, because if it becomes out of hand, I don't know what I'm going to do.
But yes, for now, we will be emailing everyone
Yes.
back. And then we had a very nice comment from Erica Plow. She says, OMG, OMG, OMG. Thank you so much for the shout out. I'm in tears, literally.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you, Erica. That's really special. I hope it's happy tears. And then as far as shout outs too, like as an example for Farm Girl Fridays, if you use the hashtag Farm Girl Fridays, then it's easier for us to find you and for you to get picked to be shouted out.
And for like log cabin, our hashtag is going to be 2020 log cabin quilt. So they'll be searching for that too.
All right. And then just last thing here, we have 2 new YouTube members, Candy Carpenter. Let me get to my confetti cannon.
You.
Welcome, Candy. And then another new YouTube member, Michael18.
Thank you. There's 2 Michaels today.
There are 2 Michaels. This Michael is spelled Mickoel. So I'm assuming it's pronounced Michael. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
Yay! So it's a great way to start out 2020. We're going to start out the year right. I've got so much stuff to show you next week. I've held some things back. Lots of sewing, lots of new things, lots of everything. So I really do hope, though, that you will join me in the 2020 log cabin quilt, because not many of you finished the pinwheel quilt. So I picked something easier so that we could actually finish. And I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next Friday.